it was mentioned earlier about nerves. And I think for many people, when they stand on stage, it's very important to them to think, oh, how am I coming across? How am I being perceived? What is it that I'm saying? Is it being understood? And I would say it's not about you. The minute you can make everything that you do about the service of the audience, and the more you can do that is if you're interacting with the audience, because then you know what they want. But if we don't ask them what they want, then we tend to be just talking at them rather than sharing with them. And there's a huge difference. And I think it's really important to kind of think, how am I going to change the energy of a room? So it's not enough to be a great speaker. You have to be the wielder of energy. You have to be able to, it's like, I think that we all have like a collective consciousness. And when someone's talking on the stage, how they move, how they use pause, how they use that head-heart voice, how they look at you as an audience member, how they speak, you can transform the energy of a room. You can make people feel different emotions. And that to me is like alchemy. And if you're interacting with the audience, it's easier to get that level of alchemy. And this is why on many TED Talks, we ask people to create personal stories, because personal stories are identifiable. You can have slides with facts and figures and stats on, and no one's going to remember them, but they will remember how they felt because of your talk. The stats and figures are great. They're interesting. They're kind of, great shock value. It keeps people awake. But how they were transformed and how they felt is far more important. So Neil, I would say, encourage you to keep talking to the audience so that you're working with the audience. But for a TED Talk, it's just technically a pain in the butt. So it would be too hard to do technically. But absolutely, I think that you don't have any nerves when it's not about you, because you're not trying to impress anybody. You're literally there to be in service of the room, to be in service of every person in that room. And that stops you having nerves because it's not about you. So it doesn't matter what people think of you. It's just taking it down a peg or two from that idea of trying to be perfect, because nobody likes perfect and the audience don't like perfect either. So surprisingly.